Hi, my name's Finn. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can get to 10% and even higher on your sign-up forms. This is going to be across all your site traffic. You know, anyone who comes in from ads, organically, however they come in. If they come to your store, you can collect their email and let's say it's 10k people view your store. You can get 1,000 people joining your email list. What's that going to do? That's going to get you more people in the welcome flow, more people are going to buy. It's also going to give you more list growth overall, where after, a couple of months' time, even if it's a brand new store, you're going to have a massive increase in selling power when it comes to just sending out email campaigns and things of that nature. So in this video, I'm going to give you the exact structure, and even better, if you want to send me a message, I can clone the whole structure into your account completely for free. Let me get into it. So very simply, this is an account that I'm working with at the moment, and you can see we're at 11% on all site traffic. Now, to be completely upfront, I haven't done enough testing, which is what's a lot of involved in this. And this is for desktop, which is why they're only on 6%. But even then, Klaviyo will tell you that's good. It's okay, but ideally we want to get 10% and above if we can. Just for reference, if I come into here, I can put it back to, I think, October-ish time is when we started to today. It is, over 4 or 5 months, 14k people viewed it, 1.6k submits, and over that whole time the average was around 10, nearly 11% conversion rate. And now, completely, showing this as well, it's not about, first try hitting 10% and it's going to stay like that for 4 months. You've got to do a lot of testing. And as you can see from this chart alone, at the beginning it was 10% and then going down to 6 and then 2 and then 8. But as we went along with the months, what we had to do is change very small tweaks that make a massive difference. And an example of that is the timing. If I come in here to edit form, right, this is the structure. I'll get into this in a minute. But the targeting and behavior is the biggest, make or break when it comes to a good sign up form. And for example, at the start, I had to look into my client's funnel, because they run ads to a listicle, and what is the average time that they read through it, get to the bottom, and see the offer and then click through to the page. And now with that timing, originally I went with 8 seconds, but that didn't actually perform as well as this 15-second mark that we've got to. And it's also on when the visitor's exiting the page. So if they're about to leave the listicle, they're going to get this mystery offer. It brings them in to then, continue, but also gets them to read on to then use the product if, price was the only objection they had. So very simply, it's more of a quiz type funnel, and this is getting into the structure. So there's no cross. So for example, what a lot of people do is, we all do this instinctively ourselves. Something pops up and you just click on it straight away. You just click off. You don't even read it half the time what the actual offer is. The way that you fix that is simply by making the cross different. So you can still leave this, but you've got to scroll to the bottom. Whereas what most people do is they're just going to go, you know what, I'll just give it a go. What off do I get? So for example, this is an intimacy product. And these are just different pain points that people who are buying this have. So it could be that they are experiencing dryness, discomfort, disconnection, or insensitivity. And they're going to choose whichever one that is. And by doing so, they give you a source code to say, look, I'm somebody who pressed dryness. This is more advanced, but later on that leads into a welcome flow, which then will dynamically show them the benefits of the product that they want to get. Which is going to increase the placed order rate by a ton. And also, this is just the next step. Very simple. It's just you've got 25% off your full cart. Enter the code at checkout. And if you want the code, put your email in, click here to claim once you've put it in. And then there's no cross. If you don't want to save, that's all right. But you've got to click down here. Final step. You're in. Here's the code. And then basically it's like a 1 or 2 click coupon that you just click once and it copies to your clipboard, and then when they're at checkout they just copy and paste and put it in. Now continuing shopping, This literally just closes the form. It doesn't take them to the inbox, because if you take them to the inbox and open their email up, they can then get distracted, look at, a different brand's email, or somebody who's messaged them from work, or whatever it is, a family member sent them a message. So it's better to not keep them coming on and off the site. You just want them to stay on the site. Other things that I could mention about this, when it comes to testing, you want to test, obviously in this case, the different pain points that somebody could have. From here you could do, depending on your store style, you could do buy one get one free, or you could do a free gift, or just change different percentages. But the psychology behind this is, once you press something as simple as, let me see what offer I've gotten, you have a commitment in a way to then follow it through. So even though that you're just clicking this, you're now gonna, once you get 25% of your cart, it now completely feels just different compared to if only this pops up. And we did do this before. I did set up a similar thing, and it was around 6 or 7% on the conversion rate maximum. So this is the psychology behind it, why it works. With the desktop, it's not as easy to click through with. I think this is just across the board. I think the desktop just goes at a lower conversion rate, but I'm going to have to continue to test this and see what happens. But yeah, this is for one client, and just to show you for another client in a completely different niche, sign up forms. We launched this like a couple of days ago. You can see first couple of days 11%. The trend is that it is going down, so that is expected. What I think is going to have to happen is, if I go to edit form, target and behavior, I've just gone off a base of 12 seconds. I'll do 2 A/B tests moving forward. So I'll put one on 8, and then I'll put one on 15. Whichever one wins, you continue with that. There aren't many pain points in this case, a fashion brand. There aren't too many pain points. The main one I found with this is just due to sizing and sizing styles. But yeah, it's just very simple. You've got a mystery offer. You can get up to $30 off your order. See my offer, or no thanks, I don't want to save. Once again, there's no cross, and then continues the same way. You've got 10% off, claim code, no thanks, and then the final copy to clipboard. And something you can notice as well is that when building this out, the CTA, the buttons, they're right at the bottom, because if you imagine you're holding your phone like this, it's easier than if it was all the way at the top. So that's something to keep in mind as well, particularly for mobile. Now, if you want me to help you build a similar thing, send me a message. I will my contact information linked in my bio, and thank you for watching.